All right, now the shutdown of the US government is making headlines around the world. So what exactly does a shutdown mean and why is it so important? Well, in simple terms, the shutdown occurs when the US administration runs out of money to run the government and there is no deal struck between the Congress and the Senate in the United States to pass an interim budget. Now, in such a situation, the US government workers are told to stay at home or in some cases work without pay until new funding is approved. Now, the last government shutdown, which had lasted about 16 days, had occurred in October 2013 during the Obama regime. At that time, as many as 850,000 contract employees of the US government were sent on forced leave without any arrears to be paid. Now, during the shutdown, the US government divides services into essential and non-essential services. The military is considered as an essential service and is required to report to duty without pay even during the shutdown. Now, other essential services such as social security, air traffic control and security administration will continue to be funded. However, there are other civilian facilities such as national parks, museums and zoos which will be shut as they fall in the non-essential category, and the employees will not be paid every time there is a shutdown by the US government. Now, also there are some other services that are provided by the government such as gun licensing, enrolling of patients for clinical trials and applying for passports, and these are put on hold until the government again officially reopens. Now, earlier, US President Donald Trump had said that if the US government shutdown stalemate continued, then the Republicans should actually fund the government by changing the Senate rules, which presently require a supermajority for an appropriations bill to pass. Now, taking to Twitter, Donald Trump said that the Democrats only want illegal immigrants to pour into the country unchecked. If the stalemate were to continue, the Republicans should actually go to the 51% and vote on a real long-term budget. This is what Donald Trump has tweeted, where he wants to tweak a rule to try and get this interim appropriations bill passed. Now, Trump's proposal was almost immediately rejected by the Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell. Senate Republicans also opposed the changing the chamber's rule so that legislation to fund the government and end the current shutdown could pass with a simple majority. The current Senate rules require a supermajority of 3/5 of the chamber. Usually, this is about 60 out of the 100 members of the Senate for the legislation to clear the procedural hurdles and pass to become an act. The funding for the federal agencies ran out on Saturday night, with Trump and the Republican lawmakers having been locked in a standoff with the Democrats.
We called for a one-day extension, a three-day extension to put a looming deadline on this negotiation and bring this shutdown, this Trump shutdown, to an end as quickly as possible. Now the Republicans have come back and said, well, instead of 4 weeks, we'll take 3 weeks. What we need to have is a basic agreement on what we'll do in those 3 weeks, not just a calendar date.